All right, here with head coach Pat Murphy, following the annual Blue-White Scrimmage to end camp. Kind of talk about how you thought it went, competitive.
Yeah, I think it was very competitive. A lot of guys running around, having fun, playing with emotion, playing fast, playing physical, and both sides of the ball, offense, defense. I thought did a great job.
Offensively, since that's your specialty, kind of talk about how they looked out there. Obviously, Yianni only a couple series, but
yeah,
what do you think
we know what we're getting. I thought Ryan Manette had a couple of really nice plays with both quarterbacks. The O-line, I thought, in the defensive secondary, I thought both of those groups were very consistent throughout the game, and really did a great job. And I think we definitely got better. I think we got a good group of young running backs that we can put out 4 or 5 different guys that can help us win games, and that I'm excited about that. And there's a lot of positives, and the biggest positive is no injuries, and that's always my biggest fear when we're in this type of environment. And it was good. It was a huge plus.
Any guys either from last year that are taking on a bigger role, or freshmen that have that you've really seen kind of blossom from the beginning of camp until now?
Yeah, I think Ryan Manette, from spring to this day, has grown exponentially. Starting to realize his potential. He's a different type of guy that we've had there in the past, in that he's really quick, may not have the top end that some of the other guys have, but is elusive in a different way, and we're going to use him in a different way to take advantage of what he does. I think, a lot of value. You'll see him in the backfield, you'll see him in the slot. And then Joe Heyman, getting Corey King back with Joe in the backfield allows Allowed to go out and play on the perimeter, and we got a great 1-2 punch if he is out there with Joe Heyman and Corey King, and then a couple really good, talented young freshmen like James Sullivan and Mike Mofer, and a slew of other running backs that we brought in this year that are going to be exceptional players here.
And then lastly, to prepare for your opener against Sacred Heart, maybe one thing you'd like to see you tighten up or work on?
Yeah, I mean, the ball, even though we didn't have a lot of turnovers, we were just sloppy handling the ball in our procedure, how we want to handle the ball and hand it to the official rather than leaving it on the ground. And we got to clean that up, and then we've got to be more efficient with what we're doing in the red zone.
All right, here with junior quarterback Yianni Gavalas. A couple series for you, but maybe overall, kind of talk about how you thought the offense looked out there as you ended camp with the Blue-White Scrimmage.
I think we did well. The first drive we came out a little slow, but the next two we had a high tempo and drove the ball down the field twice, so I was happy with our guys.
Talk about for you, junior now, obviously an upperclassman, natural leader at quarterback position. Any added pressure with your 4 top wide receivers from a year ago graduating, or are you just guys stepping up?
Not really pressure. There's guys stepping up. Ryan Manette, Bartak, Shosky, Ryan Head, AJ King, all those guys, they're stepping in. It's hard to replace those guys from last year, but they're doing a pretty good job, and hopefully they'll keep doing well.
And then talk about the running game. Obviously, kind of took it to a new level last year. Same guys back, obviously you and Joe and a lot.
They're a pretty seasoned backfield, and Corey King will come back too and help us. So I think we'll be good in the backfield. We just got to keep working on all our plays and getting everything down.
All right, here with junior wide receiver Zach Bartak. Ended camp today with the Blue-White Scrimmage. Kind of talk about how you thought it went out here.
I think it went good. A lot of kids flying around, a lot of kids stepping up, a lot of freshmen filling in holes, stepping up. Overall, I thought camp ended well, and today's scrimmage went well.
Talk about the wide receiving core as a whole. Obviously, lost your top 4 wide receivers.
It hurts losing Gomes, JB, Akeen, Marcella, but myself, Monette, going to step up. Some freshmen going to step up and fill their holes, and we're going to do the best we can.
All right, here with associate head coach and defensive coordinator Rob Eggerling. On the defensive side of the ball today, kind of talk about how you thought it went out there.
I was extremely happy with how the guys came out and competed. Our big thing we're talking about is obviously our tackling and running to the ball, and see how many turnovers we could try to create. I think we got 3 to 4. Definitely got 5 balls on the ground, but I think came away with 4 turnovers on the afternoon. So that was definitely something we were preaching. I wanted to kind of see as we wrapped up camp, but definitely very excited how all the upperclassmen have really kind of finished how they started camp. So it's been really a great camp for us.
Coach Murphy will say it's a different season, but anything you think at least your unit's taken from last year, I got to think at least confidence-wise, seeing that they can stop people and and win games for the team, I got to think that they're carrying that into this year.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, we graduated a great senior class last year, and when we started back up in the winter, that was 2015. We started, and the now upperclassmen who kind of learned from that have built that. Said, hey, something they started last year that we're going to continue on, and you're right. That's the word you just mentioned. With confidence was greatly used for us throughout the winter and spring, and obviously now during camp. They have that confidence. They know what they're doing. They know they can compete and play, and when it comes to it and we need to stop, we can make that play.
I think one area, maybe the last, maybe not last year as much, but the last couple of years before that, the defensive backfield maybe giving up too many big plays. Seems like this year might be the strength of your defense. Yeah, well, again, we have some senior leadership there. Two of our captains are in the backfield with Carol Bailey and Tyler Lindsay. Again, those guys have played a lot of football here and it started as true freshmen. So, yeah, they've taken charge of the leadership role for the defensive group, let alone the secondary, but the whole defense. So that's something they know is very important to our success. And lastly, any either underclassmen or freshmen that have come in and made an impact that either from the spring or the beginning of camp until now you've really seen kind of taken off? Yeah, I mean, growing up the sophomores from last year, our interior backers, obviously we had a lot of depth in there with Mercer and Troy, Kay, Eddie Montalvo. We moved over Andrew Vogel from a running back position, came in the spring, has done a great job for us. And then our two, our freshman class have been athletically phenomenal. And like I said, today, Martin Tamga and Issa Conte both had some big plays for us. So, just to name a few, but definitely very excited for where we're. All right, here with junior defensive lineman Richie Curran. End of camp today with the Blue-White Scrimmage. Kind of, talk about how you thought it went, and specifically for the D-line, kind of where you guys are at.
Yeah, definitely went well this today. A couple new guys in there, especially replacing Leibowitz, Cheever, and Walter last year. Myself, Dimitri Strange, Eric Wilson. We have big roles to fill, but definitely stepping up. A lot of the younger guys are stepping up as well, so we'll have some good depth there this year on the D-line.
Kind of talk about maybe the defensive unit as a whole. I assume kind of maybe gained some confidence last year. Obviously a brand new season, but maybe talk a little bit about what you're kind of taking from last year into this year.
Definitely we have a lot of guys coming back, especially in secondary and linebackers. Everyone's flying to the ball, gang tackling. Everyone's looking great, so it should be a good year.
All right, here with senior defensive back Tyler Lindsay. Talk about how it went out here, ending camp with your Blue-White Scrimmage.
I thought the scrimmage went very well. We came out with a lot of energy, defense running around, running to the ball. We had about 4 or 5 turnovers today, so I thought the defense came out and just did what we were supposed to do and played well.
How do you feel about the defensive secondary? I think anyone could look at the defense this year, maybe, last year the defensive line, probably the strong point. This year, pretty experienced in the backfield. Yeah, we have all seniors back there this year, and we have depth. The seniors really been teaching the younger kids the playbook and making sure everyone knows what to do. I really feel like this is our year to come out and lead the defense. I'm really excited about the season.